morning. Welcome back to another episode of Togl. Well, we had a lot of rain yesterday and last night, torrential rain. We are now into winter and there was actually a fair bit of snow across the state, not just here either, Victoria, ACT, New South Wales. There's been a lot of snow, that polar vortex they were talking about. Yeah, she got cold. Anyway, the sun's out beautifully today. You can probably see a bit of steam starting to rise off everything. It's quite a beautiful morning. I think it's going to be a fantastic day. So today I want to finish off the bridge down there. I've only got 5 panels, I believe, left to screw in. So I'll get those screwed in. Once I've got those in, the next thing I want to do is go and do a little bit of prospecting around the block for gravel. I know, prospecting, no, for gravel. Yeah, pretty boring, but I need gravel for the road. It's getting really muddy up here, and if I can find gravel beds up here that I can get my own gravel now, that'd be really good. So I'm going to go around, do a couple of spot digs with the excavator and the backhoe on the back of the tractor, and I'll see if I can't find any gravel beds. And there's a gravel bed in the next door neighbour's block, but it's up a lot higher than where our block sits, so who knows. Anyway, time to crack on with it. I'll go and get this bridge done. You've seen me put panels down. I won't film any of that, but I will show you once we're completed. And then, like I said, we'll grab the tractor and we'll go for a bit of a drive around the block, dig a couple of holes, see how we go. Well, the bridge is in place. Got those last planks screwed down. I actually only had to put down 4 more. I didn't need the 5th, so I'll save that for something else. Now you'll notice that there's a bit of other timber at the front there. That will get filled up with gravel because there's a telegraph pole there and there. They're the 10-metre ones. They go out that bit further, and that'll help hold in the gravel. So that's the next thing I need to do now, is I need to go and start looking around the block, seeing if I can find some gravel beds. If I can find a gravel bed like the neighbour's got up there, it's fantastic. It's actually just where he's cut in, it's just white. It's like white sand and rocks and gravel. It's perfect. It's almost like a concrete aggregate. It's what they use on all the roads around here. He even sells some to the council, I believe. So if I can find a patch like that on this block, I'll be laughing. I'll be able to get all the roads done. Otherwise I'll be buying it in. But if I find my own gravel, I can bring some in now and start to fill this up, because at the moment it's very boggy there. And on the other end, as you can probably see, I'm struggling to get the tractor up onto the deck here because it's got so boggy down there on the end. So if I find my own gravel, I'll throw some in on these points. Otherwise, I'll just have to wait until summertime comes back around. So probably it'd be, not summer, spring, late October probably. At that point the ground will dry out enough that we can then bring up the gravel. I'll buy it in and we'll get it in. So let's go and have a look around the block. If this rain holds, I'm just going to go and have some lunch first, and then if the rain holds, we're going to get out, we're going to do a bit of looking around. We'll see how we go. Well, the rain is holding off. I just came up here to one of our higher points on the block, somewhere that Ian thought we might get gravel. From when he was putting the road through, he thought he'd seen traces of some. So I've just dug a hole. Now, we're not getting gravel, we're getting rock in there, but it's all big rocks like this. And that's not what we want. We want the fine gravel. So I think I need to go and try another spot. I might try just up the back there, it's a little bit higher. I might try down over the back here as well. Failing that, I'm going to head over to the other ridge. Well, that rain is starting to come in now. Don't know if you can see it out there, but it is starting to rain. Anyway, great news. Started digging at this second spot just here. I didn't go up onto the top like I was going to. I thought I'm just going to go and try back down here, right where Ian said he thought the seam of gravel may run to. So over the back is the road cutting. And he said, head over there into the trees, Jace. I think you'll find gravel. He was right on the money. This guy knows his stuff. So look at this. This is what we want. Whoop, sorry about the camera work. So it's got, you know, rocks like that size, maybe a little bit bigger, but this is really gritty. Let me get that better. Hear that? That's what we're looking for, this gritty stuff. It's not as white as the stuff up on the neighbour's property, but it's gravel nonetheless. And that is going to work great on the road. Once it all gets packed down, this stuff packs in really well and just gives us the grip that we want. So yeah, sorry about that camera work, but anyway, we found gravel there. That's great. So that's a start. At least I know I can get him to dig some of this stuff up. I am still going to head over to the other ridge. I want to go and check out over there. I'd love to find some of the really white gravel that's around in some of the neighbouring properties. So I'm going to drop back down off the hill. I'm going to head over to the other ridge, see if I can't plough our way through there. So long as this rain holds, we'll see. Well, as I was coming back down from the hill there, the rain really started to set in, and from up there too I could see right out, and yeah, it's raining out a fair way. It's not just a little shower, so I think that's going to be it for today. But what a win. Finished getting the planking down on the bridge and found gravel. That's awesome. That gravel will save me thousands of dollars, even if it only ends up just being like the bed layer, like the underlay or whatever you want to call it. And then I get some other higher quality gravel for on top. But regardless, that's a big win to find that gravel up there. I will still go and search around some other areas on the block as well. I'd love to find some of the really coarse, gritty white gravel that's around the place. But that's going to be a good start. So I think for now I'll probably just head back home and maybe get the fire going and sit in the warmth. We'll see. But I'll be back up here tomorrow, provided the rain stops, and I'll see you back up here then. Well, last night we had a massive storm come through here, raging wind, like I think it was 60 odd kilometers an hour, so, and it just sounded like a hurricane was going on. And this is what we woke up to this morning. Big mess. So now we need to try and get all this sorted back out. Hopefully most of the plants will be able to be survived. We'll be able to get them back, but yeah, big mess. And it's still pretty windy and mucky today too. It's looking really stormy. Anyway, time to start cleaning up. Lovely weather. We're trying to get that hothouse sorted out in between storms that roll through. It was just hailing a second ago. It's going to be a miserable day today. Oh, there's a little break in the rain. Sun's shining, very bright actually. We managed to get it all cleaned up, and we've saved most of the plants. We've just stacked them up into here at the moment and over here. But the shelters are right off, so I've just gone down to Bunnings, bought another cheap one. We're going to set that up now. And 5 minutes later, and it's pouring rain again, and there's even a little hail in it. This weather is just changing by the minute, so I've got to keep stopping to take breaks. Oh, little pea hail. All right, it's done. Between all of the rain showers and little squalls and everything else, we've got the new hothouse put up. Cody helped me get that sorted out, and we've got the plants back into it. It's basically the exact same model as the last one. The plants are looking a little bit battered and a bit dirty, but look, the chilies are all caked in mud. It'll come good though. So at least we've saved quite a few of the plants, not all of them, but crisis averted. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Well, up here on the block this morning, and it is blowing a gale, as I'm sure you can hear, and it is bitterly cold. It's bloody freezing. But as you saw, we had that really strong wind come through yesterday, real early yesterday morning. Destroyed the hothouse that we've got down at the rental, and I spent the day getting all that fixed up, sorted out. So today I wanted to get up here to the block and just see, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be trees down somewhere. Hopefully there's no trees down anywhere that it's going to cause me issues. But I've got several chores that I want to do up here today. Apart from checking that there's been no damage with trees down and that, I've got a feeling that the tarp that's used as the doorway on the timber mill barn has probably been ripped off. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll need to look at that. First thing though, I'm up here where the Crown land is. I thought I'd pop in here first, and I've got some slowberry bushes that I want to plant. So I'm going to plant them up along this fence line here. A, they make a really good hedge. B, it'll help hold their soil together, and yeah, hopefully they take well and we get slowberries in a couple of years time. So that's the first task for today. Then I'll head back out onto the road, head around and come in onto the back part of the property. I'll go and check a few things up there. So stick with me, we'll get some of these berries planted, and then we'll head down and check out the rest of the place. Alright, I've got my nice new mattock, and these are just some of the slowberry bushes. Now, I won't plant them up right up on the fence line. I'll actually plant them in around here somewhere, because they're a bush, they bush out. So no point putting them right on the fence line where they're going to grow over into the other paddock. So let's plant them along here. Won't hurt though. Well, no sooner had I got those trees planted and I came down here onto the lower paddock to plant a few more, the sky went dark and it started hammering down rain for about 5 minutes. Now it's beautiful clear blue sky. It just passed so fast. So now I'm just going to take a walk down into the camp area and just see what's going on. Everything looks all right up this way. So let's have a look, see. I can see with all that rain, I've got a bit of seepage coming out of that blackberry there. You can see it pooling up there, you know, like a puddle, but then it runs down and it's running down the edge of the road here. So what I might need to do is just dig a channel across the edge there, a gutter, to keep the water over that side and off of the road. It'll just channel it straight off and over into the gully. So that's one of the good things about coming up here when it's wet like this and rainy. I can see where the water's flowing, work out where I need to dig little channels and gullies and whatnot. All right, wow. There's one tree down and it probably couldn't have fallen any better, to be honest. So I don't know if you guys recall from a couple of episodes ago, and I had a strap from that tree there over to a big tree here. I had the strap across so that I could pull the logs over for the bridge. Well, the big tree over there, she's come down. And looking at where she's come down, it's just come down parallel with the road, which is perfect. Not that I'm driving this road at the moment anyway, it's too wet and boggy, but yeah, so she's just lifted up, just so it didn't snap off, it's just pulled up out of the ground and laid right down along here. That's actually not a bad log, that's a blackwood one, that one. So I'll be able to mill that log up, which is really handy. And yeah, she just come down right along the edge, look at that. Big tree. That would have made some noise. And it's, what it did do was crush the tree fern I had in there. That tree fern survived a lot. There's a tree fern just in there. I had, that tree fern had actually come out of the gully behind where the bridge is. I'd cut it and moved it up there. It had survived for a year, it was doing fine, but now that tree's crushed it. But I reckon she'll still keep growing. It's amazing how hardy and resilient those tree ferns are. Interestingly, the tarp hasn't ripped off. So that's pretty amazing. That I thought that tarp would have ripped off. I mean, that's a huge sail, but it hasn't, so that's good. Can't see any other trees down at the moment. Glenn's got his cows up in the paddock there. And my little shed down there is still standing, so that's good. What I'm going to do now is I want to get the last of the gem corn picked, because it isn't going to dry out. Remember I said the plants need to dry out. Well, that's as dry as they're going to get. So I'm going to get down there and pick the last of the gem corn and get that into storage. But apart from that, everything else around here looks all right. And as you can see, all the plants are dead now, but they're very soft. They're not crunchy and dry. It's just we've just had too much rain. We're only going to keep getting rain. So I will just start taking these cobs off and we'll get them home and dry them out. So we'll just have a look, see here. I don't even know how well these are going to be developed. Not too bad. That's another purpley colour one. But the kernels are still quite soft like a normal corn. And they shouldn't be like that. We really need them to be nice and dry and hard. Hopefully, as I said, they'll dry out okay at home. But if we can harvest some of these kernels and use it as seed for next year, well, for this year, for summer, when summer comes around again, that would be good. So this one's actually got more yellows in it, blues and yellows, almost greens. Hopefully that's nice and clear. Yeah, let's see what else we can find in here. There's a big one over the back here. This one. Same sort of colours, blues, a lot of blues. That might be all we get out of this lot. This one's got a few more red in it, sort of pink. That one's got pinks in it. We'll have to plant sooner next summer, because I think we just left it a little late to get it planted. More blues. Now, this is the coloured jewel corn that we managed to harvest. We've got a few little cobs there, bit of a variety of colours. They're really pretty, eh? So as I was saying, they're a hard corn. So I'll get them home, dry them out. Some of it, apparently you can make corn flour out of it by grinding it up when it's dry. You can also pop it in the microwave, make popcorn, or on a hot plate. So we might even have a go at making some popcorn out of it as well and see how that goes. But and then some of it we'll probably keep for seed, but we still do have another packet of seed for this coming summer. Anyway, not too bad. It was an experiment, that one, and for the first year I reckon that's pretty good. I'm just going to pop over now and have a quick look at the shed and see, because remember I put all the plastic in there to stop the drips coming down, and we'll go and check out in there. Well, it's a bit of a mess in here, unfortunately. As plastic does, it sags. See, even though I pulled that tight,
It's obviously been sagging and stretching, and then some water has got onto it, which was the whole idea, but instead of just running off, it's actually sagged and pooled. And some of that has burst and dropped water everywhere. So we've got water all over the floor in here now. So I've got a bit of a mess to clean up in here. The plastic, it's a good idea, but it's not 100% solution. So ironically, I had spent the last couple of days looking at paneling, 1.2 by 2.4 meter paneling, because I thought, yeah, the plastic's up there, but if I now nail paneling up there, it'll hold the plastic up nice and tight, and not necessarily tight, but it's going to support the weight, and it'll make it look really nice too to put the paneling in there. So I had been looking at the cost of paneling. I worked out I'm going to need 12 sheets of the 1.2 by 2.4, and I was going to get all that put in. Now I 100% know I need to get that put in. So yeah, I think what happened too, like that's more rain, that's more water than just condensation drips. And I think what happened is, when you look at the actual shed over the back there, see, the wind blows from up here, it blows right down through in this direction. And the roof slopes this way, which means the wind would have blown the water up and through the gaps. Well, not the gap, but where the tin comes together, it would have blown it up into it. And I think that's what's happened. That's why there was so much water up in there, because we'd had rain and it had not got water in there. So all I can think of is that, yeah, that wind, it was so strong, it's blown the water up, because there's not a great slope on that either. It's not much of a slope. I probably should have put more of a slope onto it, but anyway, if I get paneling, all the plastic's still screwed up, so if I get the paneling, all I gotta do is put the paneling up there, and then hopefully that might fix the problem. It is only just a rustic shed, it's not like a house that we live in or anything, so, but I don't want all my stuff getting wet. Anyway, I now want to, if this rain holds off, I can't see any around at the moment, but that last lot came in really fast. I want to cut up a little bit more firewood, so I'm going to get the chainsaw running, get some firewood, and then I'm getting out of here before the next big storm comes through. Well, I just swapped back over to the beanie again. I know, beanie hat. Back out here in this paddock, it's very windy and freezing. I just went up to the top of the hill, had a look at the radar map. It doesn't look like we're going to get any rain for a while, so I'm going to squeeze in another task that I wanted to do. Sorry about that wind noise. So what I had noticed was that some of the olive trees, only 2 or 3, look like they've been eaten right back, and I suspect it's probably rabbits that are doing it. Little bastards. Anyway, so I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some chicken wire, and I'm going to wrap it in chicken wire. That'll just stop the rabbits. So like that one got chewed pretty badly. This one over here, it's been chewed a bit, but you can see there's still leaves down the bottom. It got chewed a bit on the top, but and then others like this one over here, they're still fine, there's no problem, although you will notice all the leaves are at the top and not at the bottom, and that's why I suspect it's rabbits. So yeah, it won't take me long. I'm just going to wrap some chicken wire around all these, and that should protect them from rabbits as well, because we don't want to lose our olive trees. They've been doing really well, even with the transplant they had a couple of months back. All right, once that's all cut, all we got to do, I'll go down to one of the sunnier ones. I'll pop down here. So what I do is I want to tie this end off onto this cage first. That's pretty easy, just wrapping these ends around. Man, my lips are cold. I can't even talk properly. So just get all these wrapped around. The wire's just chicken wire, it's nice and soft, so it's pretty easy to do, pretty quick to do. Right, here we go. Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh well, a little bit of blood never hurt anyone. A lot of blood, that's a different story. But a little bit of blood's fine. All right, push this down nicely. And then get that tucked in there. Okay, and now we just tie that off the exact same way. And I just realised that the video is probably now upside down because the camera's on my head, on the headband thing. So if it is, I apologise. Let me turn around. There we go. And so this should hopefully now stop any rabbits getting in and eating my olive trees. Ow. Alright. So that's pretty quick. Keep going. Got a few more to do yet. Well, you'll remember last week I was speaking about what happened with the bees and the wasps and about a product called Vespex. Well, this here, Vespex is actually the company, and this is one of the products that Vespex make. This one is the European wasp lure. Now, a good friend of mine, Matt Webster, up in Canberra, he said he wanted to contribute to the war effort. So he wanted to send me a bottle. So he sent me this 5-litre bottle of this European wasp lure, and he also sent me one of the wasp traps that go with it. So I got them just the other day. So thanks very much, Matt. I really appreciate that. Very generous of you, buddy. Yeah, contributing to the war effort big time. So what I'm going to do is get some of this put into the trap and get it hung up, and I'll get it up somewhere where the wind's not going to catch it, and we'll come back up again tomorrow and we'll check that and see whether there's any wasps in it. Now, this product is the one where it will draw the wasps in and catch them in the trap. That's cool, because the other one I was talking about where they take it back to the nest, that's not effective until late summer anyway. So there's no point me getting any of that. That's still a good 7 months away yet. So this one, that's just going to kill what's flying around now. So that's going to be fantastic, and it'll give me an idea of what's happening up here as well. I'm not sure how many wasps will be around in the winter time with how cold and that it is. At the moment, I haven't seen any movement of anything. No wasps, grasshoppers, bugs. Like, it's cold, it's windy, it's wet. Everything's smarter than I am, and it's all staying sheltered. But I'm going to get this put together. I got all 12 of the olive trees wrapped up in that chicken wire, so hopefully that'll protect them. And I'm just about to cut a little bit of firewood and then head home. So that's it for this episode. As always, I hope you've enjoyed it. I do enjoy making them and getting them out there for you, and enjoy hearing your comments and whatnot. So you have a great weekend and a great week next week. Take care. I'll catch you soon. Cheers.